Listen carefully, we don't have much time. The Flux is coming.
Hello, and welcome to Who Knew Fluxed. We are back again. It is week 4 of Fluxed. I'm feeling thoroughly fluxed. I don't know about you lot. But a few things before we get in. One thing that I did want to touch on, which is unfortunately a little bit of sad news, is someone in the Doctor Who community, Matty Moore, sadly passed away last week. I didn't know Matty personally, but I just wanted to say on the podcast, I've chatted to him a few times on Twitter, and every interaction I had with him was absolutely lovely. And I've seen a lot of people talking about how lovely and kind he was, and I just wanted to say my condolences to everybody who knew him. But yeah, really sad news. But as I said, we are here again to talk about Doctor Who Flux. It's also Doctor Who Day as we're recording this, so happy Doctor Who Day to everybody at home. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's already been and gone by the time you're listening to this.
It's Who Knew Day as well.
It's Who Knew Day as well. It is
Who Knew Day.
the year anniversary of Who Knew. So again, thank you to everybody who's listened to this daft little podcast over the past year. Now it's high time we get into this, and it's high time I introduce my guest. I do apologise. I should have had to get stuff out of the way first, but we have got a fantastic guest this week. It is the meme queen. The meme queen. It's the meme queen of Twitter, of Doctor Who Twitter. It's Chlo. Chlo Lilley. How are you?
Hi. I think that's fair enough. I don't know what else to say. I don't know about fantastic, but
yeah. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into things. Village of the Angels was our episode this week. But before that, actually, I want to get your opinions on Doctor Who Flux so far. How have you enjoyed the first 3 episodes?
I think if it keeps going the way it has gone, then it's going to be the best series for a long time. I feel like even of like series 11 and 12, this is like miles above both of them somehow. Like,
yeah, I agree. It's a step up. It's definitely a step up. So yeah, you've liked all of it consistently. Any problems?
I think, I don't know, my favourite so far has definitely been the Santaran one.
Yeah, same.
You're seeing it. I liked this week's one because it was very similar, like the going out slightly out of the Flux to try and like tell a different story.
Mm-hmm.
So last week was a bit wibbly, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a bit intense. It was a bit intense last week. I'm quite excited for this one because we get to. I actually understood it for the first. Well, I understood Once Upon a Time, but it was just when you're trying to review it in a podcast and you're not really used to reviewing stuff, it's a lot to take in. And this is just, it's just a fun old time. This one, I'll go out on a limb straight away. Spooky. Yeah, spooky times. I loved Village of the Angels. What did you think?
Yeah, same here. I really liked it. It's classic, good old spooky one.
Yeah, it very
the mystery throughout, just brilliant.
Yeah, it was a cracker. I mean, let's work our way through. So the very start, I've written some notes because I've rewatched it now and come to the conclusion. Pre-credit scene, which I don't think many people have talked about, is one of my favourites ever. I don't know why,
what,
but it
Belvinder
just
or wait?
No, the one the cold open with
the cold open.
What was it? So it's like Claire in the chair with Jericho.
She's talking to Jericho, and
yeah.
But also they're looking for the little girl as well, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? It's a good setup. It's a really good setup.
It gave me vibes of like the demons and just that eerie village setup. I love the whole psychic experiment things. I was just in straight away, loved it. And then
It was like I was very first what Claire was up to, because I'm like, okay, so we know her, but what's she doing here then? Like, where
Yeah,
is this before we met her or after? So that
I
was
was
what threw
very,
me as well.
very intrigued about Claire. And then obviously we get into we'll get more onto Claire later. But the main opening segment in the episode, which is the resolution of the cliffhanger, obviously the angel has the TARDIS, and we are hurtling towards a tiny little village in Devon. What did you think of the resolution to the cliffhanger?
I actually really liked how this week, compared to the other weeks, it actually seemed to straight up resolve the cliffhanger, whereas like the week before, it's like, oh, now they've woke up in a field, and then last week it's like, now Camp Thanos has clipped his fingers, but even though we saw him do that, suddenly she's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He is Camp Thanos.
yeah, he is. He
Like,
is definitely.
we saw
Camp
him
Thanos.
snap, and then all of a sudden they were like, hang on, but before he snapped, even though we saw it happen, she's over there with Dan. Like, I was like, okay. But this resolution was like straight up like, okay, so we're going to sort out the actual angel in the TARDIS problem.
Yeah, they actually made an
I
effort
really
to
liked that.
explain it, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's a little bit techno babbly, but I liked it. It got on where they needed to be. It's fine with me. It was
Or
only
where
a
the
few
angel
seconds.
took them anyway. Yeah.
Exactly. It got them where the angel took them. And then it sort of just goes full fucking throttle from there on in, to be honest. It's just straight out
she's
the
gone
TARDIS.
off on one.
Yeah, she's off. She's gone. So she goes straight to Jericho and Claire. So she's tracking or some.
Yeah.
It's a bit of sonicking, bit of sonic magic.
I like how it was the doctor that goes wandering off, and then Yaz is the one being the sensible one. Like, right, come on, Dan, we're actually going to sort out what is going on here. She was the one doing the doctoring, but the doctor's
really
like, ta-ra.
Well, that seems to be a bit of a recurring thread this series, is that Yaz is getting more and more doctory. I think me and George spoke about it, the way, obviously with the whole what would the doctor do thing, and how it is quite similar to the arc that Clara went on, probably a little bit more obvious and compacted into this series. I think it suits Yaz. I think it works. I don't really have a problem with it being that similar.
Yaz is taking on some of the more. Yaz is doing some of the more positive Doctor traits in her turning into Doctor, whereas I think what happened with Carr is she was doing some of the more negative ones, which is how her journey was such a tragedy. So hopefully, that's not what's happening here.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully, and I actually wrote down that because I heard someone mention this as well. So I don't want to take full credit, but the fact that basically at the minute Dan feels more like Yaz's companion than the Doctor's.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. Yeah, he's like, we've seen him more with Yaz, so it's
it's a lovely little duo. I love Dan and Yaz together. I think they really, really work.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a problem? The fact that we haven't seen enough of Dan and the Doctor together yet? Or
it hasn't really been a problem as far. I mean, like Dan hasn't actually been a companion for more than like 3 days. So
yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah, that baffles me a bit. He's very chill.
Like it's like 3 days at most he's been there. He's already just kind of like chill, like, oh, whatever, aliens, where's Diane? That's what he's bothered.
I say this and I think, is it a problem that he's so relaxed about the fact that he's just all over time and space after like a day and not really reacting much to it? But then it's pretty much the exact reaction I'd expect from most of the Scousers that I know. They're all pretty chill.
I think it is quite relatable. I mean,
yeah.
Do
you think you just embrace it? Do you think you just go in full guns?
He's just an open-minded, cool guy. He's like, yeah, whatever. Like we saw from the start that he seems to want more than his life, so he's just fully like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, I do love him. I love Dan. Yeah,
Mhm.
and like you said, that Dan Yaz partnership
I'm worried
is
I'm
really,
getting
really
too
good.
attached to him. He's becoming like the next Donna and Bill. I'm like,
Oh
oh,
no.
it's always the one series companion.
Yeah. Well, I think I mean, do we he's in the specials, isn't he? We know he's in the specials. Yeah,
I
he's in
think
the
so.
specials.
I
Yeah,
think
he's
we've seen
been
him on
he's
set
been
for the
seen in the
Centenary and New Year.
and the
I don't know
pirate
about the
one.
pirate. Has he been seen on the pirate
I've
one?
seen him. I've seen him with a. I feel like he had a beard
Yeah.
for the pirate one.
Yeah, I think so. That's how
Yeah,
I'm still confused over how he and Yaz are going to leave, because it feels like they're in the Centenary, everything's fine, and then somehow by the
they're
end
just
of that
gone. Yeah,
special, they're just gone, and then she's gone as well.
yeah.
It's
It's
weird.
intriguing. I'm very excited for the
Mhm.
centenary. We're jumping ahead a bit, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's weird because as well. I feel like we should mention while we're here as well that um, some details came out about the New Year's Day special, and I was intrigued because I thought, I mean, is this going to link to Flux at all? Is it going to
Mhm.
sort of carry a few threads over? It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like
No,
completely
but they haven't.
standalone.
I know, like, it's only a rumor, but we think this is going to be a Dalek special. But everything they've said about it is nothing to do with Daleks so far. So,
Yeah, I feel like I'd be
but I
shocked if
think
it's
they
not
said
a
it's not
Dalek
how
special.
that Irish comedian is running a place called Elf Storage, and it's about her and
Yeah,
her customer on New Year. And
yeah, it's a
not
weird one, that, isn't it?
weird. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. It's more Ducky here in a month, so when this chaos is all over, we get a little bit more, which is
Yeah, I
nice.
bet Flux is going to have another cliffhanger at the end. I bet we're going to have another big cliffhanger
Oh, I'd like
at
that. I'd
the
like a
end of
big
episode 6.
shouty Dalek cliffhanger. That's what I'd like.
Yeah, Davros
Big.
appears.
Oh, yes, yes, please, please. Um, so anyway, back to Village. We're getting dragged away here. So the Doctor goes off to see. I'm forgetting names because I'm ill. Also, apologies if my throat is a bit iffy,
That,
and I
you're
sound a bit
fine.
weird.
You're cool.
Thank you. Cheers, guys. Oh, and also
As long
spoilers.
as
I
you feel
mean,
good, you know.
spoilers. I forgot spoilers as well. I mean,
Spoilers.
if you're watching this, I've already spoiled stuff for you, so
Hmm.
enjoy. And the shelf. I always forget to mention the shelf. I always try
Oh
and
yeah,
have
what's
something
on the
different.
shelf?
Um, well, I just feel like I want to cover it up because I'm embarrassed. Because I've been ill, I haven't been able to leave the house. I was going to get some Angel Delight because I thought that'd be quite funny, but I didn't have anything. So what I've got instead is a can of Red Bull because it gives you
It
wings.
gives you wings.
Yeah, there you go.
Brilliant.
And and a peg because it's Peggy.
Hey.
I found
Oh,
Peggy.
I was a bit worried then. I was like, what? What's going on here?
Yeah. So, oh God, no, not that kind of peg. Peggy. I'm
Yeah, of
sorry.
course, the little girl.
I know that not even a sympathy chuckle there. It's dreadful. But that's the state of the shelf this week. Don't know what I'm going to do for Survivors of the Flux.
Nice.
Okay, something Kate Stewart related. I don't know. We'll get to that as well. Spoilers for that. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to I'm all over the place tonight. I'm really sorry, everybody. Village of the Angels. We've got the Doctor going to see Jericho and Claire. What did you think of those two? What did you think of that whole side plot? I bloody loved it. I thought it was the best part of the episode,
Yeah, I
to be
loved it.
honest.
I really liked Jericho. It was
Jericho's
kind
the
of confusing
best.
that, like, how I was still thinking, like, how's Claire here? What does he know? Like, because she was lying to him about when she was born.
Yeah,
How is she convinced? I was thinking, how is she convinced him to do these experiments on her? What does he know?
yeah. I think Jericho feels like a proper classic Who supporting character,
Mm.
like how we used to get like Jago and
He's a Duggan.
Lightfoot, yeah, and a Duggan.
Hmm.
He's so good. He's the kind of character that I just want to see more of, and it's lovely because of the way that Flux works that we now get to see more of him. It's not just
Yeah, he's another
one
of
episode
Yaz's
and done.
companions now.
Yes, Yaz is going to have the same problem 13 did. She's going to have a 3-person TARDIS team.
Yeah.
around 1901, she's going to get drowned out again. I hope not. But she's got little Peggy as well. She's got to look after that little shit.
I wonder if they keep the little girl, because I know Mrs. Hayward was there, wasn't she?
Oh,
She stayed in the village.
did they just
somehow.
leave her in the village alone?
They must do. Like all the
Alone
promo
with a load
shots
of
are just
wicked
them
angels?
three walking off. So where's the little
Yeah.
girl? Is she being angel sat?
Yeah, nice dodge that. Angel sat. She's getting babysat by angels. I love that. Claire and Jericho with tangents.
Yeah.
I love the tangents. So, yeah, some lovely. I mean, again, straight into the action, where the angels just sort of swarm, if you pardon the pun, swarm Jericho's house. Really, really cool, like just classic angel stuff. Like a really, really good reintroduction, because I feel like you got to remember as well that they've not been on screen for like when was their last full story? What, like 20,
been Angels
2012?
in Manhattan, like 2012.
Yeah, 9
There hasn't
years
been
ago.
anything since, have they?
Nah, there hasn't. Nah, 9 years since they had like a full
I think that's good. It keeps their
episode.
mystery, doesn't it? It's not like it's the Daleks. How are they going to fail this time? It's like
They are, yeah. And I mean, there is the element to the angels where they are a bit of a one-trick pony, because that idea is so good. You can't really reinvent the angels in the way that you do the Cybermen and the Daleks, because what do you do with it just doesn't really work. It doesn't really make sense, because you can't like chain.
Suddenly going, oh, we've got a plan to get you now, Doctor. They're like, we're just here. We're gonna eat the time energy. Like,
yeah, we'll just fuck anything up. That's the angels.
Yeah, and they enjoy it as well.
Yeah, that's what I liked about this episode. We'll get on to that.
They were just
as well.
like, they could have easily, well, okay, we'll do it later.
No, we'll do it now. We'll do it now.
The Doctor so many times, and they were like, nah, let's wind her up a bit. Let's have fun.
Yeah, I've seen the phrase.
No other villains like that.
Nah, I've seen the phrase "playing with their food" a lot on Twitter, which is good. So sinister, and that's why I think they are like, because they are a bit overpowered as well. Like if you're in a room with an angel, you are fucked. Like you aren't getting out of that. So that's why, again, I think having that like 9-year break and then reintroducing them works really, really well. I feel like it's a similar thing with the Zygons. Like the Zygons are pretty overpowered in the fact that they could just become like Joe Biden and just take over the world if they want. Like, but they don't know why. But
yeah, like both their stories that we're gonna hide in Scotland for a bit. Or then they did that. To be fair, they did try and start a war last time, but they could have done anything really. They could have.
Yeah, they could have got a bit more batshit, couldn't they? Yeah.
They can. Yeah, they can go and pretend to be Boris, take over. Like.
Yeah, why have they not done that? Well, actually, Boris is an auton anyway.
Yeah.
According to Russell's weird little short story. So yeah, we get some great angel action set pieces, and yeah, like I said, obviously builds up the tension so well. And then, I mean, where do we go then? This is such a simple episode, and I'm still getting lost. We then sort of just hop between there and Dan and Yaz, don't we? Like for a while, because the whole Peggy thing was a bit weird. She creeped me out. I don't know about you. That little girl freaked me out.
Scary little kid.
Scary little shit, wasn't she? Yeah.
She was so calm and like, she's like, oh yeah, the angels are going to leave me alone now. Like, what? How are you so chill about that?
It was when she went for that second bite of bread. Don't know why. Just like, I don't like you. Get rid of her. I was like, Yaz, like, Dan and
Yaz are like kind of panicking, like, go on, tell us how we're going to get home. She's like, I'll show you the edge of town if you like.
Lovely. And yeah, weird kid. I like the fact that Dan and Yaz get separated off. Again, it works really well. Yaz does take on a bit more of a doctory role again.
No, Yaz seems to be going a bit more alien, and she was like very like objective, trying to get questions out of Peggy, and that's when Dan's like gone, all right, little one, like, are you all right? Like,
Yeah,
did the human side. It was
no, I like
interesting.
that. Yeah, it's because I mean, Yaz she's obviously she's not as cold as the Doctor, but it's interesting to see her not be the
I
compassionate
thought
one.
more she was being like she was like being a police officer, like very like, right, let's sort all this out.
Yeah, and I like that again, that dynamic of having like a bit of a I mean, she can be a little bit uptight and a bit police officery sometimes and a bit intense.
Yeah.
And balancing that off with Dan, who's just like ultimate chill, is a really nice, really nice little duo to have off with each other.
I feel
Not
like you
have
felt
off
the
with
same
each
because
other.
I think
What
you
is
could
that?
see that
Sorry.
Dan was suddenly like a bit concerned as well about being in the past. So it's like, okay, so this chill guy is suddenly a bit like, okay, what's going on? Like, I think he's the new audience surrogate. You're like, okay, so this is when we really need to start worrying about them.
Yes, I like that. When chill characters panic, that's when you know shit's hit the fan. I do like that.
Off. Yeah,
like that a lot. Well, let's have a little look and see what all of our lovely listeners had to say about Village of the Angels. Well, we're about halfway through, and we will get some thoughts and theories from bloody Twitter.
For God's sake! Bloody Twitter!
So, first one is from Ben at Real Enthusiast, good friend of the show. He said, this episode, along with War of the Sontarans, is probably the best of 13's era. Jamie Magnus Stone's direction in particular was absolutely terrific. And I feel like there's more to that rogue angel than meets the eye. Could it be one of our lead characters from the future?
Oh,
so I mean, this is
an interesting one.
Yeah, this is a theory that I shared.
Or what?
Well, I was convinced it was Yaz. I was convinced one of the angels was Yaz.
Yeah, I thought the one that was like younger, sweeter looking, like the new one that everyone was taking the mick out of, might have been Yaz or something.
Is that the one though? Is that the one in Claire's head, or is it a different one?
Claire's head, no.
Because I thought the one in Claire's head had the crack.
The one in Claire's head looked like that, but then it's cracked.
But I thought the one in the TARDIS head was cracked as well. And that was the one that was going after Yaz.
I think it's the same one, isn't it?
Is that the same angel? That's the angel that I think is Yaz. Well, I did think it was
when they're on the beach, when the Doctor says, like, you're the one that piloted my TARDIS.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, as I said last week, I was like, full on, that angel is Yaz. I'm convinced. I'm now not as sure. I don't think it's Yaz. But
no,
could be. But what if it's Dan? What if they squeeze Dan into a nice little grey stone dress and make him an angel?
Maybe.
That would be a bit too far, I think. Could be Jericho.
Yeah, because okay, Jericho. Or is it Peggy?
See, it could be Jericho, because at the end, near the end, when he gets taken back, we do see the dust go into his eye, and we see the reflection of an angel in his eye.
Oh yeah, so he could have something in his head as well. That could come
so
to bite
maybe
him on
that,
the ass at some point.
Yeah, maybe it's like these 3 years that we're apparently getting with Dan and Yaz and Jericho. Maybe he's slowly, or maybe the angel's just sitting it out in Jericho, and then maybe like next week's cliffhanger, Jericho's going to turn into a weeping angel, fuck them all up.
Like if he does that when they're down that hole that we've seen in the promo pics.
Oh yeah, or in the tunnels.
Like so, yeah, they're down in the tunnel, and all of a sudden, boom.
Shit. Oh, That's very intriguing. I'm interested. But yeah, I mean, I completely agree with him. Direction wise, Jamie Madness Stone is he is top of his game at the minute when it comes to Doctor Who. I mean, some of the episodes he's directed.
Did you see the clip of them making the Claire Mirror scene where there's two of them and they filmed it as one continuous shot? That was amazing.
So beautiful. I mean, he is like walking straight into like legendary Who director material for me. Like, I mean, we've only got, I think he's done now for this series. And then he's doing
one of the specials at least, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing the centenary. Yeah, so that's going to be exciting. I'm very, very intrigued because there's that, we spoke as well on the podcast about that like gorgeous shot where it goes through 13's eye and then into space. And it's like, that was in the Halloween Apocalypse. Yeah. Oh, gorgeous shot. And yeah, Jamie Magnus Stone, I'm loving you. I'm loving it. And Azur Salim as well. Azur Salim last week knocked it out of the park. I don't think Doctor Who has ever looked better than how it looks at the minute.
It looks really good. Yeah,
really, really love it. Right, next one from my personal hype man, Cal at generic_tweeting. My boy, it's only fitting that he should be here on the year anniversary of Who Knew. Village is an episode that fooled everyone into thinking that it was just going to be filler, but instead it delivered a suspenseful and shocking installment that used the Weeping Angels to the ultimate limits of what they can be. An absolutely fantastic episode. So I think we agree with that all round, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Definitely. At Orange Funk _, the best performance from Mandip yet. Yaz is caring for Peggy, which is interesting because we were saying she wasn't as caring as she might have been. But
I think what was a good moment when the other two got turned, when the angel touched the aunt and uncle again and they disintegrated. Yaz was just fully in tears, and I wondered whether Yaz is worried that's her fate. I think she was concerned about that.
But then actually, because I do like the moment, and then she like straight away turns to Peggy and is like reassuring Peggy, which is really, really nice.
I wondered if she was like more reassuring herself. She's like, right, we're going to get you home.
Yeah.
How do we get back to 1967? I think she's worried the doctor's leaving her again. I think she's like, right, I've got to take matters into my own hands.
Now we know she does leave her again for 3 years. I mean, it's interesting to see how Yaz deals with that, because I mean, the 10 months between Timeless Children and Revolution of the Daleks, she did not cope well with that.
And we saw how she coped with that.
Yeah, she was not good. So I'm very, very intrigued to see what Yaz is like in the next episode, because I think it could be like a proper good. I feel like it's been building towards Yaz snapping at the Doctor, and sort of losing her shit a bit. And I think if it's going to happen, I could see that either next week or in the finale, just like completely clear the air. And I think I really want to see Mandip just.
No, I wonder how that will fit in though with getting the Doctor back. I wonder how long that's going to take.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? Like, well, obviously it's going to take a while, but then it makes me wonder how are Yaz and Dan going to get back, because surely if 13 gets out from being an angel and goes back to the TARDIS and goes back in time, she'd just go back to 1901. She knows where they are and when they are.
Yeah.
So why is she not there?
Or is she going to do like a Revolution in the Daleks where she's like, whoops, sorry, have I missed time a bit?
Oh,
and that's
sorry.
when Yaz flips.
Yeah, and Yaz just she rocks up in like 1925, and Dan's like in his late 70s, and everyone's just fucked.
They've got married.
Yeah. God, imagine that.
Dan Min.
That's not going to become a thing, is it?
I hope not.
Okay. I mean, it's not the most cursed.
It's not Dan Vanister.
Oh, stop. No, we're not going there. We're not going there on this podcast, I'm afraid.
You don't ship Dan Vanister.
I not personally, no. Not personally. We've seen things this week. We've seen things.
That's an understatement, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. What else did Orange Funk have to say about Yaz? Oh, and the raw distress of watching her best friend get turned to stone was some fantastic acting. Also, that Yeti style fur coat was, and he's done that emoji.
Yeah.
So my fingers went weird then. That one. So yeah, I again completely agree. At Orange Funk _ wonderful name as well. Great name. Now let's jump forward a little bit, because this next one, which is the last one that we've got in bloody Twitter, is all about sort of the back end, the business end of the episode.
Okay.
So how am I meant to read these names, guys? Techno Nerdillan at DGNRRD. Thanks for that. Best cliffhanger ever. The Doctor turned to stone and Dan and Yaz watching, unable to do a damn thing about it. Now they're feeling hopeless, and I'm excited. Especially excited about the Division storyline. I thought they were Time Lord Black Ops, but now they seem bigger than that. So we'll hold off on the cliffhanger for now, because I could talk about it for hours. So let's go into the Division stuff. We get that scene where, I mean, I wrote in my notes just the word contact with a load of exclamation marks, because fan service.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, love that. So we get the Doctor going into Claire's mind, and there's that, again, really, really lovely shot of the beach with the two seas either side of them, and
the two oceans getting close.
Like the tides closing in. Love that. And we sort of get, so we get 13 face off against this rogue angel. Really cool idea, having an angel hiding in a human. And then obviously it's later paid off that the fact that the human element was there to trick the Doctor into coming, which I really, really like. I
wonder when the angel made the plan. When I was thinking through it, I wonder if that's why the angel brought the Doctor there for that plan, or whether at some point while they were in the tunnels, the angel was like, all right, we'll do a deal here. And that's,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I wonder when the plan was formed.
I'd like to think it's a while ago. I'd like to think it's a slow burner.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would work well. What we thought.
Or whether the angel was desperate though. Yeah, I liked it. I didn't know, but yeah, like I said, I don't know whether the angel was desperate and all of a sudden like, right, I'll do anything to survive. Although it seems stupid that if those angels have now got all that power, why would they not just take 13 and the angel? But whatever. I suppose we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, they could do. They could. I mean, yeah, that angel's maybe not the master negotiator that we thought they were. But yeah, I thought that whole scene was great. And I think Jodie, again, she's just on fire this series.
All this time that she gets to go off on her own, I think she's at her most peak Doctor.
Yeah,
I think I said before, she's like five. She's like the fifth Doctor for me, in that they're a completely different person when they're off on their own, and it's their best moments. It's like they've got a big TARDIS team, and both of them seem to really come into their element and stop being the friendly, funny little person and become the Doctor when they're completely on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, completely agree with that. Love it. And yeah, I mean, finding out about, well, we didn't really find out anything, but the Weeping Angel's working for the Division, and this rogue angel knows everything about the Doctor, which is all, maybe they don't, maybe they're bluffing.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't. Maybe he was like, I know how to get her.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe it just knows that's what she's after. I mean, maybe that's why it was in the time stream in Once Upon
Yeah.
Time.
But we still didn't resolve really why the angel was targeting Yaz. It could have targeted any of the other three.
Because the angel is Yaz. I've said this, guys. Come on, she's
It
Yaz.
could be.
It's no.
You know,
It's
she
not.
was the
I
only
don't-
one that wasn't looking at her own memories, wasn't she? She was the one that was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that was weird. I
Like,
think
perhaps
something is
Yaz,
going to happen with Yaz.
like perhaps like if something to do with the angels, Yaz hasn't got a potential future or something because the angels are going to take it from her or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she's in flux.
Maybe.
Like Dan and
Ooh,
Vinda are set in stone, but maybe Yaz, there's something. I don't know.
yeah.
I'm just
Maybe
theorising
Yaz.
here.
Maybe Yaz's future is not a fixed event because she's been traveling
Yeah.
with the Doctor for so long. They have no idea how she's going to die or what's going to happen.
Mhm.
That's interesting. I like that. But yeah, I'm very intrigued about the division stuff. Have you got any theories? Have you got any other theories about what the fuck is going on with the division? Division or the division?
No, I don't.
I feel like we need to
I'm
make
really enjoying feeling like not knowing what's going on because I feel like you could have guessed last year that the Doctor was going to be the Timeless Child, but now
yeah.
going back to this stuff, it's like, okay, so what are the division up to? Like, what are Swarm and Azure up to? We still don't know what they're really doing.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like they
miss
just
them.
seem to just love enjoying messing shit up. But
Yeah, a bit of like sort of agents of chaos. I like
Yeah.
them. I did miss Swarm this week. Little
yeah.
Camp Thanos. I did
Although
miss him.
Azure was intriguing though, like what the way
Yeah.
she was preaching to get all of the people into the passenger.
Yeah.
Like she could
So we did.
let that thing off and they'd all, I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of that was what I found quite refreshing. I mean, it's worried me a little bit knowing that we've only got 2 episodes left and there is a lot
Yeah.
to tie up, but we didn't really get many of the other plot threads in this episode. They sort of just combined 2, which I like because we're now sort of having Swarm and Azure and Bell and Vinda all sort of heading in the same direction. And I imagine, well, actually, I think from the promo photos, for Survivors of the Flux, it looks like Vinda is in the same place as Swarm, Azure, and Passenger.
Yeah.
So it looks like Vinda makes it there. But I can't remember if we've seen any pictures of Belle there.
No, I was
Like,
wondering where she was going, to be honest, because we know she went off. She was like, right, so Vinda's not here. But then she didn't give him the coordinates. So where does he know how to follow her to? Like, is he
Yeah.
just guessing or what?
Also, I may be reading too much into this, but when Belle's doing the little monologue at the beginning about the planet that they're on, that she lands on with Neil from the Inbetweeners, Neil's planet, I'm going to call it. When she lands on Neil's planet. Oh, Neil. What was it going to? She mentions that they were both in the academy.
Yeah, I found that interesting as well.
What
Especially,
is
I don't know
that?
if you've watched it with subtitles, but they capitalize academy as well. So they're not just saying like any academy, but are they talking about that academy?
The Time Lord
Yeah.
Academy? Or is it, or does the division have an academy? Are they both division? Are they not division? What are they? Who knows? This is Flux.
And it's
I'm
like she kept
confused.
mentioning her missions that she was on. I mean, we've seen part of Vinder's and we don't really know what he was doing with the Grand Serpent. But then she kept mentioning that, like,
Yeah,
on her
she
last
said
job, she knew about the passengers.
the passengers.
And, like, she's never been one to let hostages down and stuff like that. I'm like, so what was her mission?
Yeah, really weird line in the post-credit scene when she says, "Not a big fan of those abductions." I don't think anyone is, Belle. That's a strange line, that.
But like when Vinda saw Swarm and Azure, he wasn't aware of them, but she knows about the passengers. So what does she know that Vinda doesn't?
Yeah, that's weird. Very confusing. Very, very confusing.
Yeah.
And obviously that all sort of gets resolved in a weird little post-credit scene, which like mid-credit scene that pops up when Vinda goes and flies off.
Sees Neil.
Sees Neil, goes to Neil's planet, sees Neil, and goes to try and get coordinates from Belle. I mean, those two, I mean, they need, just go on, what, how far in the future are they from? Do they not have phones or
It's weird, isn't it?
WhatsApp?
Or as the Flux
Just
took out the
text each
signal.
other, guys. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. So
who knows?
Flux has just taken out all phone towers. Like, no
Although
WhatsApp.
didn't his punishment for going against the Grand Serpent take away his communications? He's like, right, I'm only allowed one message. So
There you
like,
go.
did they confiscate his
You've
phone?
nailed it. You've taken his phone off him, is what they've done. They've gone, you've
He's in
annoyed this,
detention.
you've annoyed this intergalactic mafia boss. We're going to take your phone off you and we're going to put you in isolation. You little shit. I like that. Proper schoolboy punishment. Let's get on to it, because I just need to talk to someone about it. This is Doctor Who therapy every week for me. Oh, that last 10 minutes is...
No one could have seen that coming. No one could have seen that coming.
Top tier Who. It is genuinely top tier. Like, I mean, this episode for me, is really, really, really good. Not perfect. I've got a few little nitpicks along the way, but so many cool moments. It's actually probably the last like 20 minutes, half an hour. Everything I love. Just another little moment that I feel like I need to mention is the whole image of an angel stuff was developed on really, really well. And I love that Mary Poppins moment where the ripped up picture of an angel all comes back together and then turns into an angel.
Oh yeah, it goes back together.
Yeah, really, really pretty. Yeah.
And then the angel on fire was
Mary
amazing.
Poppins. Yes, I forgot about the angel on fire. Oh,
how did you forget about the angel on fire? That was brilliant. It's just,
I don't know.
the visual, like,
yeah, so
CGI,
cool.
even the CGI this season is top tier. Like some of the other seasons, we've had like the good cinematography, but then you've got things like the Pating, and you're like, oh. Whereas that angel just, amazing.
Loved it. And then we head into the weird little sex tunnel thing. Actually, we get the I think probably my favorite scene, aside from the last section, it's that scene with Jericho when the angel's using his voice through the TV. So creepy, so horrible, and I love the fact that Jericho's just a bit of a bad bitch, really, isn't he? He's just so cool.
He's not letting it get to him.
Yeah, and when he throws a cup at the Doctor.
Yeah, that's great. So nonchalantly, I just threw a cup at you, but look what's over here.
Yeah, very funny, very charming. I love Jericho. Protect him at all costs. Please don't turn him into an angel.
Don't look next week.
yeah. So then we go to the weird sex tunnel thing.
Sex tunnel? What with all the hands?
Well, yeah, because wasn't it like a tunnel to go and meet your lovers or something?
Yeah, the Doctor was like, someone must have done this secret tunnel to meet your lover.
Yeah,
but I didn't know whether perhaps Jericho back in 1904 is going to build his own house. Like now they've been transported like 60 years back in time. Perhaps they build the house knowing that they need that tunnel.
He builds the tunnel. Oh, that's clever. That'd be clever. I was convinced we were going to see Williamson, that mad lad, Joseph Williamson. Just he loves a tunnel, and I thought we were going to see him just pop up again for a little mad cameo in a tunnel, but wasn't to be. I missed him this week.
I'm more intrigued. I'm just as intrigued of finding out what happens with him as I am about the division stuff. Because like, what is this guy doing? Like, we still haven't. He's just wandering about in the tunnels, loving life. Like,
yeah, I haven't got a clue what he's on about. He is nuts. I love the of course they chill moment in Once Upon a Time. That he's just great.
Yeah.
Give me more of him. I hope we get a whole spin-off. Big Finish will jump on that easy. We'll get the Joseph Williamson Chronicles, like 3 volumes of Joseph Williamson fighting Daleks.
He'll meet Winston Churchill and River Song.
Oh, yes. Give me it now. Yeah, that whole tunnel bit when the hands started coming out of the walls, grim, terrified me. really, really scary. Again, classic
Right.
Angel bit.
Like,
And
I
then
was say for years they should do like a Doctor Who scare maze, and that would be like a great thing to do.
I'm
Be walking
surprised.
through like all the arms of the angels, getting you. Like,
Yeah,
amazing.
well, they've done escape rooms and stuff, haven't they? And I don't think they've put a Weeping Angel in one yet, have they? I feel like they did a Cyberman one and a Dalek one.
I don't think so. I think it's Cyberman. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shocked they haven't done a Weeping Angel one yet. It makes sense because that would.
Yeah.
I mean,
shit themselves. It'd be great.
I would shit myself easy. Then, so we get obviously Jericho gets zapped back, gets a little bit of dust in his eye, so he's going to become a little angel, I think.
Yeah.
And then Claire obviously nips past somehow, or it's probably to do with the whole angel shit. Then we get one of my favorite moments, which is when the Doctor is like face to face with all of the angels and she turns around and they don't chase her. I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, I want to throw up. What the fuck is about to happen? Because I just didn't have a, I mean, that was really, really good.
I think she kind of sensed that something was off, because no other time would the Doctor go, all right, I'm just going to outrun the angel. And that's when she's like running, then she like stops and goes, okay, what is going on? Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, if that was her plan,
It's like she ran half the distance, and she's like realized that can't have happened. So like, what was she expecting to happen, or did she know that?
Yeah, she's just, she was never going to do that. She's either full of ridiculous confidence in that moment, or she's just being a little
too
bit
busy thinking about the division stuff. Maybe she's thinking, right, I
Yeah,
need to find out this information. She's desperate.
Yeah, but great moment, and then we get the mother load here. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say, I actually tweeted this already, but if you count the upper echelons of Doctor Who cliffhangers to be your, the regeneration in Stolen Earth, the Master reveal in Utopia, Missy reveal, Spyfall Master reveal. It's mainly just Master reveals, to be honest.
Best cliffhangers.
Or best cliffhangers anyway. Or even the cat or the sink in Planet of the Giants, if you fancy that. Because I can't believe they just went, and I've spoken about this on the pod before, but I can't believe there is a Doctor Who cliffhanger that's just a sink. It's it's just audacious. Anyway, I think this is up there. I think this is up there as one of the all-time greatest Doctor Who cliffhangers.
Yeah, definitely. It's the one that's going to scare people the most for years. It's
I stood up and I was like, "Oh my God, what?" I assume you liked it, the cliffhanger, then.
Yeah, it's again, it's intriguing. Like, it's adding another layer to the mystery. Like, how is she going to get out of that?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, with them resolve the way they've resolved the cliffhangers so far, it's been on and off of being like, oh, and suddenly it was okay. But I really feel like this one, it can't just suddenly be okay.
Yeah, this feels like the big loss. This feels like Empire Strikes Back, like Infinity War. Like, everyone is doomed. They're all stuck in the past.
Screwed.
Yeah. What a cliffhanger. I mean, the effect
I've seen
as well.
Lots of people saying they think it's going to be a Doc Light episode as well. They don't think she's really going to be in next week at all. What do you think about that?
We haven't seen anything from her, have we? Like, she's not in the promo pics. All we've seen of her is just one shot of her as an angel. So
yeah,
I think it is going to be Dr. Light. I think what I'd like it to be is Dr. Light, and I want it to focus on all of these other threads. Like, tie up, obviously have it focus, the main focus be Yaz, Dan and Jericho and how they're going to get out. But then bring in some other things like Williamson, stuff like that, to their side of things.
Yeah.
and sort
Solve
of
Williamson. It looks
yeah.
like Kate's gonna take out the serpent. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it looks at the minute, it seems like we've got like 9 or 10 different threads, like all in different
Yep.
places. Like just consolidate them all into like 2, maybe 3 at a push. So then you've got like one half of the story, which is Yaz, Dan, Jericho, Joseph Williamson, all the stuff that's happening with in the village with the angels. And then you've got Belvinder, Swarm Azure, all of the spacey stuff, Carvanista, all on the other side. And then the finale is just smash it together, and then the Doctor comes back.
But which Doctor? Are we getting Fugitive back?
Shit, I hadn't even thought about that. What if Fugitive comes back?
Because like, I don't know what the hypnosis is for the last week, but the last week one is something like, so who do you call when you're saving the day? And of course it's the Doctor, but which
the Doctor's
Doctor?
an angel. Oh, well, what if next week isn't a Doctor Light episode, and the reason we haven't seen the Doctor is because Survivors of the Flux is a fugitive Doctor story?
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be good. But
I don't know. Is it Fugitive and Kate? Is it like, please?
Oh,
So
that would be.
Who's taking out the serpent?
Yeah, I would love that. I'm so intrigued. I'd also like to see if she's getting recalled to the division, but they're in angel form. I want to see the angels go on a mission with like 13 as a weeping angel. I want to see the Doctor as a weeping angel in action. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. I wonder like what they use her for like that, because it does seem to be a punishment. Like if they really wanted to recall 13, surely she's more useful as the Doctor than I don't know.
What if, because as well, I think it looks like in the next episode that like Dan and Yaz and Jericho somehow do find Joseph Williamson despite him being 80 years in the past. So what if the Doctor as a weeping angel gets herself sent back in time by another angel, and then the Doctor as a weeping angel sends Dan and Yaz back to Joseph Williamson's time because she knows they need to go there for some reason. That's really confusing.
But are we going to keep up with the you can't survive an angel twice thing?
But then they wouldn't get zapped by an angel twice.
That
because
seems really
weird.
significant though, doesn't it?
I really, that
it's
I
like
feel like
they really made a point of that, and they got
yeah. What if? Yeah, that's weird. That what if the Doctor as a weeping angel sends them back to save them, and then Yaz, then when they get reunited, Yaz or Dan touches the Doctor and dies. Oof.
Jesus. We're going with the angsty ones, aren't we? Like, oof.
Yeah, we are we're just like doing everything we can to kill someone. Anyway, mental cliffhanger. I loved it. I'm very excited for next week. And then that wasn't even all of it, because I mean, we've mentioned it already. Obviously, we then got the mid-credit scene, and then we got Kate Stewart's back. Are you excited? How are you feeling?
Yep. I'm excited. I love Kate. I love
Kate.
Like, the Brig's one of my favourite classic companions, so I've always loved Kate. It's just great having someone from the Moffat era come back. I feel like we had Jack for representing the RTD era, and now we've got Kate coming back to represent Moff.
Yes, I'm very, very happy about it. And she looks cool as fuck as well. And getting to see her go up against the Grand Serpent is going to be very exciting. Yeah, I'm in. I'm loving this. Like I said, I mean, Time of the Angels, I've got a few little nitpicks. Said some of the dialogue's a little bit iffy in places. There's a bit the whole Peggy thing where it's her at the end. I sort of just.
I think it's fair to say you could tell that there was another story there that was being developed before they decided to do Flux. I don't know whether that's what Maxine Alderson's part in it was. I wonder if she wrote the bare bones of the story. And Chibnall was like, this is too good to get rid of for the Flux, but we're gonna have to change it a bit.
Yeah, I get the impression that in my head, the way I see it is that there are War of the Sononauts and Village of the Angels. I told you I'd call it Time of the Angels. I keep doing that. I'm sorry. Village of the Angels.
You've done it twice already. I
have done it twice. So yeah, Village of the Angels and War of the Sononauts. I feel like they were probably standalone episodes that before COVID were like good to go for series 13, or they were just like the two standouts, and Chibnall's sort of weaved them into this, and the other 4 episodes are sort of new. But I mean, it's clever how he's done it. He has worked them in really, really well. They don't feel like they've just plugged in a gap.
Yeah, I can't say it's done bad because I think they are the 2 best episodes so far. So.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. But maybe the best is yet to come, and that is an exciting prospect. Well, I mean, I think that's it. I think that's everything for the episode, unless you have any other hot takes, any other points that you have about Village of the Angels. I nearly did it again.
I think we're good. I think we've covered it. Just, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Like,
yeah, I have not got the foggiest. I mean, we've seen nothing from the finale either.
I love that. I love that we don't know.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. No spoilers.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, all I can see now. So far, yeah. All I can see now is like this episode leaks. Like the last 2 episodes leak online like tomorrow night, and everything goes to shit, and it all gets leaked. I hope not. Please save the
even
surprises.
with next week's one, we don't know anything to the main bit of the plot. Like, we don't really know what's going to go on with Swarm and Azure.
No.
We don't know. We still don't know how the division's linked in. So
no, we don't.
Really exciting.
Well, I'm loving it, and something else that I'm loving, and that everybody else is loving, is our new segment. You're worried about this, aren't you?
Quiz Chibnall.
It's Quiz Chibnall. Yes, there's a little theme tune here. I can't hear it right now because that's done in the edit, but I'm going to dance anyway. It's Quiz Chibnall time. This is a thoroughly chaotic segment as usual. Dom, I think, well earned his crown by naming not only every episode with time in the title, but he pretty much named like every New Who episode in the process of trying to find all of the episodes with time in the title. So, Dom has got the crown at the moment. Can the meme queen become the Quiz Chibnall queen is the question. That isn't the question.
I'm going to be the first DNF. That's not the quiz.
No, right. Let's do it. So,
oh God,
I've gone a bit different this week. It's a bit of a curveball. I was gonna do you one relating to the Angels because it seemed fitting, but then I thought I've not done anything for the anniversary, so let's do something a bit different. No. So this quiz is called, well, it's called Quiz Chibnall. It's called Name the Event. So what I'm going to do, this is very hard. I have got 10 dates that are important dates in the history of Doctor Who for various reasons. I'm going to give you the date, and you have to tell me what happened on that date that was important to Doctor Who.
Oh God.
Because it's the 58th anniversary.
All right then.
And let's celebrate
and Who Knew
this.
Day. You keep
and Who
one.
Knew Day. It's Hashtag who knew day, people.
Oh god.
So I'm going to give you, I mean, these,
Oh.
I think these get progressively harder, personally.
I'm dreading this because the dates one's always my hardest part on Doctor Who Trivial Pursuits. That's the one I always never get the cheeses for that. So
well, I get to give you the date. You've just got to. I think it's a bit of strategy. If you know your eras of Who and where they fit in, you can probably work stuff out. I'm going to give you the easiest one possible first. What happened on the 23rd of November, 1963?
Doctor Who started.
Doctor Who started. There you go. So you got one. You've at least got one. And I think for the crown, I think about 80%. If you get 8 of these, which is hard, I'll give you the crown. Okay. So you got one. 7 more to go.
You got one.
Okay. The next date I'm going to give you, these are not in chronological order either. I'm going all over the place. The next date is the 7th of October, 2018.
That was when the Woman Who Fell to Earth was on. Yeah.
Correct. It is the 13th Doctor's debut, the first episode of the female Doctor. Another very historic moment in Doctor Who history. I'm sure you'll all agree. So you got two in the bag. Now we're getting tougher.
It's getting harder though, isn't it?
It's going to get harder. Yeah. There's some really hard ones in here. I have been quite cruel.
Oh God.
Your next one is the 2nd of January, 1971.
Is that Terror of the Autons?
It is. So what
event? Your face then, I was like, I've got it
no,
wrong.
you're right. Terror of the Autons aired. What
are we doing? Either Joe's first appearance or the Master's first appearance?
I'll give you it. I'll give you both. You can have both for that. I mean, you still get 1 point, but I'll give you both. It was what I had on the card. It was the Master's debut. So yeah, 2nd of January. That was good knowledge. You whipped out Terror of the Autons really quick there.
Yeah, I could do the Master fine. It's my fave.
Good. This one, I think, is one of the toughest because it's a bit more niche, I think. The 22nd of December, 1973.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's another first. I'll give you that. It's the first of something, but I'll give you that. That's your hint.
I don't think it was 1973.
So you had Terror of the Autons in beginning of 1971.
It's not Sarah Jane's first appearance.
You're very, very close. You're very, very close because Sarah Jane's first appearance would have been on the 15th of December, which would have been part 1 of the Time Warrior.
Wait, what date? What date are we doing?
We're talking the 22nd of December, so it's something that happened in part 2 of the Time Warrior.
Is it the Sontarans actually first appearing?
Oh, I can't give it to you, I'm afraid. I can't give it to you.
Shit. Hang on, one last chance.
I'll give you one more go, yeah. I'll give you another go with that one.
Go on, is there another hint? You said this is a hard one.
It is. It is. I'll give you another hint. I think I'm gonna, for the sake of fairness, I think the point is gone because I'm gonna give you quite a big hint. It's the first mention of something.
I tried to think. I don't know. No, I give up.
No, you give up. It's actually, I mean,
genuinely can't think of anything.
A lot of people. I
Wait,
was
no,
quite
hang
surprised
on.
by this.
Did they call it regeneration or something?
No, I can't give it you. I can't give it you.
No. Oh,
It's the
go on, what
first
is it?
mention of Gallifrey,
oh.
which
I knew it
is
was
really
something Time
weird.
Lord. I was thinking we've got the Time Lords. I was thinking I'm sure we'd done regeneration by then. No, damn it.
Yeah. So yeah, the first time Gallifrey is mentioned by name, which isn't that after
Surprising,
the
isn't
three
it? 'Cause we've got-
Doctors?
yeah, it's like
So we know the Time
it
Lords,
must be.
but they've never actually called it Gallifrey, even though we've seen Gallifrey multiple times.
Yeah, we've had loads of them show up, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
weird.
something that I read, fun little fact, it actually first got called Gallifrey in a comic, in a Doctor Who comic, before it was called it on screen, because they've recorded this
Oh,
and
really?
the comic came out in between the recording and the release. So it was first called Gallifrey in the comic.
Well, that's the
So
sort of thing nowadays. If they had Twitter then, it would have sent it into full meltdown. They'd be going, what's
Yeah.
this spoiler in his
What
comic?
Wait, what the fuck
Everyone's
is
theorising
Gallifrey?
about it.
Yeah. This one, you're gonna have to think a little bit outside the box on this, and I think the date might give it away.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
yeah, I'll tell you the date first and see if you can cotton on. 8th of December 2008.
Oh.
So I think,
So we're going Tennant era stuff then.
Tennant era, but I think what you might notice is that this is outside of the airing of a series, which is the first one. So there wasn't. I'll tell you, there wasn't an episode of Doctor Who on that day.
No, it would have been like just before the next Doctor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be some real life, I think, if it's outside the box. Is it? Or
It could be.
Sarah
It could
Jane
be.
would have been on, would it?
It could be. It could be. You never know. It is a tough one.
The 8th of December.
8th of December. Are you have you like tuned into the airing dates of what would probably be series 3 of the Sarah Jane Adventures? Because I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just told you that it's in the Sarah Jane Adventures. I have just told you.
But it's on the Sarah Jane Adventures. Is it?
It's something that happens in the Sarah Jane.
Or
it's not. I'm afraid it isn't.
Not.
I'll give you one more go.
What monumental thing could have happened in the Sarah Jane Adventures?
Something that doesn't get talked about a lot, to be honest. Something that I only found out happened over the past couple of years.
Was it when the Brigadier made his final appearance?
Oh, spot on. Spot on.
Is it?
It is the Briggs' final appearance on screen.
That's so sad.
It is sad. It is sad because he was meant to be in it. So, and when I say the Briggs' final appearance on screen, no, Death in Heaven does not count. Nah.
We pretend that.
Nah. Nicholas Courtney's
we look away
last appearance on screen. We hide. Well done. I'll give you that one. Mainly because you got it. That's why I'll give it to you. I don't know myself.
Nice one.
This one might throw you off. Let's see how you get on with this. The 27th of November, 1935.
55.
1935.
1935. So is it when one of the Doctors was born? I don't know. Is it when Peter Capaldi was born? That sounds about right. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the other ages.
No, it's not Peter Capaldi.
It's not.
No.
It's one of them. Shit.
That is also a little bit harsh on Peter Capaldi there. That would make him 86.
Would it?
Yeah. But he's not 8. Yeah, well, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, 21, 86. Yeah.
He's fueled on coolness. Age doesn't really matter to him.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's
Oh.
because he seems like he is 2,000 years old. So.
Is it Tom Baker? I'm trying to think of who would have been how old when.
I'll give you one final guess. You pick and go.
Shit. 35.
You are along the right lines of the fact that it's a birthday, but I'll give you one last guess as to whose birthday it is. I'm going to have to push you. I'm afraid I'm going to have to push you.
Oh.
Go on, pick a name. Pick anyone. Pick a random name. You might just hit it.
I'll go with Troughton, I think.
Troughton? I'm afraid it's incorrect.
Not.
It is
Oh,
incorrect.
who is it? Whose birthday is it?
It's actually Verity Lambert's birthday.
Oh.
So I think you got the doctors
Damn
in
it.
your
I
head.
was thinking, oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. That was
Damn
a
it.
tough one. That was a tough one. Couple of, I think I've let you slide a little bit on these last few. 3rd of January, 1970.
3rd January 1970.
So exactly a year minus a day before Terror of the Autons.
Okay.
Terror of the
Is
Autons.
it the first colour episode?
Spot on. Spot on.
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. You've hit 5. So if you want to be the queen of Quiz Chibnall, if you want to take the crown, you have got to get all of these right.
Shit. All right then.
Okay.
Let's go.
First one. 11th of April 2009.
Ooh. I'm trying to think. So a series wouldn't have been on. This is like.
Yeah, no series.
This is like it's around Planet of the Dead sort of time.
It's
something to do with that.
It is something to do with Planet of the Dead. I'll give you that. It's another first. What was Planet of the Dead the first of?
The Easter special? Is it the first Easter special? Is that?
I can't give it to you, I'm afraid. I can't give it to you. I'm gonna tell you. Unless you've got any last minute guesses.
I'm trying to think what it would have been the
Tough.
first.
I feel like if you don't know, I don't think you're gonna guess it.
Yeah, go on then. I don't think I know this.
This was quite a hard one, actually. It's actually the first episode to ever be released in HD.
Oh, really?
Well, it's the first episode filmed in HD. Yeah, so the first episode filmed in HD. And
God, that makes you feel old. That does, doesn't it? That we didn't have HGTV then.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, it's weird because Torchwood, all of Torchwood, was all HD from the beginning, from like 2006, I think. And Doctor Who never was. They just didn't do it till 2009.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, just the main show. I'm pretty sure Sarah Jane Adventures was probably HD as well. I don't know. So I'm afraid the crown is gone. But what I mean, if you've got 2 more to get. I mean, if you get 2, 7 out of 10, very, very respectable score. I'm sure that I could maybe not the crown, but maybe some other trinkets that I could deliver to you. You can have the peg. You can have the peg and the Red Bull if you get these next 2. Okay.
Yeah. Getting the peg. Nice one. All right then.
Oh God.
Serious mode.
11th of October, 1979.
Oh.
I feel like this is one I would not have got this one, But I feel like there's a certain group of people out there who would probably be screaming right now because
Okay.
it's something that's happened very regularly since that date and hasn't really stopped.
Okay.
Which probably doesn't help you. It's probably just thrown you off, to be honest.
I don't know. Is it? It's not to do with the show, is it? I'm thinking that's like Fourth Doctor era. Is it something expanded form of media? I don't.
It is, yeah. You
Is
are
it?
along the right lines there.
It's
yeah.
not what. It's not when the magazine first started, is it?
Oh, that is a great answer. You've smashed that out of the park. That is when the
Is it?
first issue.
Is it actually?
It is. It's when the first issue
Oh,
of Doctor Who
nice.
magazine came out. Well done.
Oh, nice one.
And this is a
I was
niche
thinking
one.
first that happened in late 4 era, but not quite the end of 4 era. And I
You've
know
absolutely
that's
not. I
kind of
think that's
when,
the
so-
best answer you've
Nice
given.
one.
That is, you've nailed that. I never would have gotten that. And your last one, we'll see how you get on here. Tough
Oh.
on this, I think. 1st of March, 1983.
83.
So,
So that's like
if we
the
deduce,
end of series 20, is it?
would it be? I always get the 5th Doctor series in a model. Yeah,
It's like
20. Yeah, surely.
okay,
Yeah,
but it's
so.
not something to do with that because otherwise you'd have known that. So
Well, not necessarily because I am very tired.
oh, okay.
So,
You need to drink that Red Bull. Have that
I
Red
do
Bull.
need. I might have the Red Bull. I'm gonna drink the Red Bull. Let's crack it open. So, yeah, I think it is season 20.
Ooh.
I'm just completely forgetting where this episode, hint, hint, falls.
Okay. And it's the first of something. Okay.
It is the first of something, yeah.
I'm trying to think what episode it would have been.
Any firsts that you know of in that series as a general rule? Again, I don't think I'd have got this, mainly because I probably couldn't have remembered what episode was on this date either.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what episode. It can't have been the King's Demons, surely, because that would have been later on.
It is not the King's Demons. I'll tell you that. It's not.
Is it Mordrin? Is it Mordrin?
It's not Mordrin. You're getting closer.
Oh shit!
I think.
Oh, me just listing out the whole of series 20.
You could do that if you want. I love the fact that just because I know what Doctor Who fans are like, not for any reason that because I don't think I'd get this either. There is at least one person who is screaming listening to
Yes, someone's getting angry listening to me.
Absolutely losing their minds, yeah. Someone who's obsessed with the 5th Doctor, probably.
I don't know, is it Arc of Infinity, is it?
It's not. I think...
Not? I'm going backwards now. I was thinking it's not going to be Omega's first.
Yeah. I think I think you should do what you did with the magazine and chuck something out there and hope that it sticks. Because I don't know if you'll get it. I feel like it's one of those pieces of trivia that you either know or you don't.
Nah, go on, tell me. I'm more intrigued than I know. I don't think I know. Go on.
I'll tell you what episode it is first and see if that sparks anything. It's Enlightenment, part 1.
Okay.
Anything?
Or is it like the first appearance of the Eternal? What's
no,
it? What are they called?
it's not.
No.
It's not what I had down. It is
Okay.
the first episode of Doctor Who to be both written and directed by a woman.
Oh wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so strange little bit of trivia there for you. And unfortunately, I don't think there's been many since.
That's telling me now not to skip the credits on BritBox. That's telling me to actually watch it.
Never skip the credits. Always listen to that lovely theme. 6 out of 10. I tell you what, that was a tough quiz. Not bad at all. I'm giving you a round of applause. But Dom keeps his crown. Dom is there for the taking.
Get him next time.
It's Adam Martin's turn next week, and I'm very tempted to test him on viewing figures because, you know, he's now sort of got himself in this position of being the king of viewing figures with his documentary series.
Well, that's giving him his like forte. Like if you were doing that, you should have given me the Doctor Who MILFs quiz.
I'll give it, yeah. Jeez.
Oh, he'll know. He'll know.
What if I? Do you think he'd know if I said what were the consolidated overnights for the Twin Dilemma Part 3? Do you think he'd know?
I bet he knows. He knows everything. He's very clever.
Is there a Part 3 to the Twin Dilemma, or is that a two-parter? Maybe if I just invent Doctor Who episodes and throw them at him.
I can't even remember. It's not one I go back to often.
Yeah, if I do it, I want, like, I don't want decimal points. I want exact numbers. I want him to head count everybody. But we've sort of careered somehow to the end of the show. It's been a little bit of a chaotic one this week, mainly due to my failing mind due to my illness. So thank you for bearing with me. Chlo, you've been a marvellous guest. It has been absolutely lovely to have you on.
It's been fun being on. It's weird being on after watching for so long.
Is it weird? Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. And before you go, plug away wherever people can find you.
Yeah, I guess it's if you like shitty Twitter memes, follow me. No, I don't do anything else. I just tweet.
I feel like I read your bio before, and I think it sums you up pretty well. Meme queen of Doctor Who Twitter, eater of goo pods, and the leader of the Dan Lewis Defence Squad. So spot on, really.
Yeah.
I was going to give you the air date for the Cum Doctor's first appearance, which I feel like but I was like, that's too easy for you. You'd get that straight away. You're
suddenly my
finely
mind
tuned
blank,
with the flesh. And
it's like,
so yeah, what was
your
did you say your Twitter out? I feel like you didn't. I feel like you just said follow me on Twitter. _cosmic angst.
Well, _cosmic angst.
There you go. _cosmic angst.
Nice one.
And to go through my usual spiel, you've been listening to Who Knew, Doctor Who podcast, Who Knew Flux to be precise. You can find us on Twitter at Who Knew Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, whoknewdwpod. It's still not updated. I'm a mess. Leave me alone. Who Knew is also on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe, share, like, whatever you can. I really, really, really appreciate it if you do. I'd love you forever. We also have a Patreon now if you want to support the podcast and help me grow even further, because I want to get this bigger and better in the new year. So you can support, and you get lovely goodies in return, some early access and early guest announcements and things like that. And you get a discount to the merch store if you want to buy some merch. So, I mean, thank you all again for listening, not just today, but for the past year. It has been a wild ride. I have loved every single second. And I mean, here's to the next year. I've got some good guests lined up for
exciting.
After Fluxed. There is some tasty ones between Fluxed and Christmas. So you've got that to look forward to in December. A couple of very good
like a little
ones.
advent calendar.
Yeah, little advent calendar, except there's probably only going to be like 2 boxes
No.
because I ain't doing a podcast every day. I would die. I think I'd die. But
You
thank
need
you all
more of
for
that Red
listening.
Bull.
Yes, I would. I would need this. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week with Adam Martin to talk about Survivors of the Flux. Until then, Chlo, thank you again. I'll see you soon and see you all later. Big thank you to all of our patrons and a massive shout out to Alfie Innes and Cal King. Thanks for listening to Who Knew, a Doctor Who podcast. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts and now on YouTube. Please subscribe and leave us a review wherever you can, as it really helps us out. And a massive thanks to the Sononauts for lending their cover of the Doctor Who theme to be the theme for the podcast.